The Multitask Billionaire. It is very unlikely that you haven't heard the name Elon Musk before. And how wouldn't you? He is one of the brightest visionaries of our time among other titans like Howard Hughes, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates. Entrepreneur, business magnate, he is the CEO of the company that makes ridiculously fast, intelligent cars, Tesla, the founder, CEO, and chief engineer of the company that will take us to Mars, SpaceX, the CEO of the company that will most likely end traffic, the Boring Company, and we can keep going. To this day, Elon Musk is a centibillionaire and one of the richest people in the world. However, did you know that before he used to work in these companies, Musk was fired as PayPal CEO while he was on a holiday? Yep, you heard that right. And it was also the right thing to do. Join us today to find out what happened. Before, Musk had X.com. Let's go back in time to the fabulous year of 1999. It is February, and 27-year-old Elon Musk is rich after netting $22 million with the selling of Zip2 to Compaq, and went from living with 3 other friends to having his own 167 square meter apartment and buying a $1 million McLaren F1. Elon Musk is now living the good life, but it is not time to stop. We are talking about one of the most promising minds of his generation after all. So in March 1999, he decided to launch his new project, which he envisioned as a full-scale banking and investment services site that offers everything from checking accounts to insurance services, mortgage lending, and bonds. And that would be known as X.com. Musk would invest about $12 million to make this project work and counted on the support of fellow engineer Ed Ho and financiers Harris Fricker and Christopher Payne. The strategy. So after hiring investment banker and former Intuit Corp John Story as executive vice president, and also making former Intuit Corp Bill Harris as president and CEO, Elon Musk, working as a chairman of the company, now needed to step up a strategy to attract new clients. What was the most effective way, you wonder? Well, why not give money to newcomers to the platform? Of course! X.com offered $20 to anyone who opened a free online checking account. In addition to this, they also implemented a referral system where members who hooked a friend or family member into the service were awarded $10 for each. They also made instant credit available to those who qualified. Within just 2 months, X.com now had around 100,000 customers. Woohoo for Musk & Company! But then, problems came. Things would get a little bit tough, however. Thing is, cash incentives were actually not enough to ease the fears of the consumers when it came to virtual banking. Also, the platform's initial design had loopholes that facilitated fraud. According to Forbes columnist Elizabeth Corcoran, X.com conceded that it had designed its system in a way that made it too easy to siphon other people's money into an X.com account from traditional bank accounts. X.com detected about half a dozen questionable transfers, and the money was returned. So clients would have to submit a canceled check if they planned to withdraw money from an account to prevent this from happening. Also, around 6 months from launch, a power struggle ensued between Musk and Fricker, which resulted in Fricker threatening to leave the company if he was not made CEO. Fricker's threat would not be successful, and he would end up leaving the company with many other key people and engineers. Ouch. The only right way is forward. The turbulence caused by these events was quite problematic, but Musk is not the kind of person that falters easily. So, the next logical step was to work on the company's growth and position the company in the top position. And what better way to do both things than merging with the fiercest competitor at the time, Confinity, which had been founded by Peter Thiel, Max Levchin, and Luke Nosek before X.com even existed. There is no PayPal without Confinity. In December 1998, the trio, led by Thiel, founded Confinity, initially as a Palm Pilot payments and cryptography company. The main idea came from Max Levchin, software engineer who graduated from the University of Illinois, while Thiel would recruit most of the initial interns who were also part, like himself, of the Stanford Review, a student-run newspaper part of Stanford University. In the beginning, Thiel was only interested in being an investor for the company, but Levchin would convince him to become the CEO. By July 1999, Confinity would announce the launch of their online payment service, PayPal, with Nokia Ventures, using the platform to send $3 million in venture capital investment. Guess they knew it would be a success. And PayPal was born! The first version, at least. 4 months after the announcement, PayPal would finally be launched to the public. Being fully functional around November of 1999, the staff members would send emails to their friends, offering $1 for signing up, in a similar fashion to X.com, who shortly after would also add online payment to the online account service and make it the product focus. Around January of 2000, the founders of PayPal were informed that many of their users were starting to motivate many commercial partners and buyers to get in the boat and start using the platform for faster payments. What a happy bunch they were! In response to this, they decided to partner up with eBay, which had a massive concentration of buyers and sellers and were in need of a standard payment service for their operations. Then the merging came. Things were going great for Confinity and their leaders, but for better or worse, they ended up merging with X.com. Elon Musk would retain the majority of its shares and would be its chairman, while Bill Harris would keep acting as CEO in the new entity whose name would be, X.com. This decision was made because X.com was thought to convey a broader long-term potential than Confinity or PayPal. Talk about bad choices, huh? In reality, many of the customers believed that the name alluded to pornography and was pretty vague. So they would change the name to PayPal after the restructuration that would follow. Also, the top tier at Confinity would receive VP titles at the new company. The leadership change and troubles with a vengeance. Things didn't go as smoothly as everyone was expecting. In fact, there were many clashes and disagreements. First, Bill Harris was sacked as CEO due to his inability to keep up with the massive growth of PayPal and the scaling issues that came with it, along with his weak and unproductive approaches for the company. This led to Musk acting as CEO and Thiel as chairman. Shortly after, Musk would make the decision to switch PayPal servers, believing that a Microsoft-based system would be better for the company, but for the rest of the board, this was a no-no, as they liked Linux better. Remember Peter Thiel? Well, he also became immensely frustrated with the micromanaging loved by Musk, as well as with the disagreements over technology and branding. So in October of 2000, while Elon Musk was en route to Australia for a 2-week honeymoon trip, and also to meet new potential investors, Thiel and Levchin orchestrated a coup. Harsh. Would that be considered backstabbing? That's gotta be backstabbing, right? When Musk got back from his trip, he learned that he was ousted from CEO and replaced by Peter Thiel. It definitely seems like backstabbing. Life is too short for long-time grudges. This corporative decision left Musk feeling pretty hurt and betrayed, though he retained his spot as a board member. In the end, though, turned out that it was the right thing to do. The vision that was born from the actual creators of the platform, Thiel, Nosek, and Levchin, was slowly being pushed aside by the decisions taken by Musk. The board would not settle, and were not happy with the direction the company was taking. So there was a lot of friction, and the company was also burning through cash to rope in the users and keep the system running. But this story has a happy ending, at least for Musk. Musk buried the hatchet and remained at the company until it was sold to eBay for $1.5 billion. And for his involvement, he ended up making almost $180 million. As for the others, they kept on with their endeavors and are very successful as well. To this day, PayPal's net worth is estimated to be around $50 billion, has more than 300 million users worldwide, has won dozens of awards, and is known to be one of the most efficient, most liked, and fastest growing services in the world. Where are they now? It has been almost 20 years since PayPal was sold to eBay, and most of the original 50 employees have left the company. The prolific alumni that took part in the creation and early stages of PayPal, known as the PayPal Mafia, have gone on to form their own companies in subsequent years, though a number also stopped working together. Peter Thiel, sometimes referred to as the dawn of the PayPal Mafia, founded numerous companies after PayPal, starting with the global macro hedge fund Clarium Capital, big data analysis company Palantir Technologies in 2004, Founders Fund with PayPal partners Ken Howry and Luke Nosek in 2005, and so on. Max Levchin, the consigliere, founded Slide, a media sharing service for social networking sites such as MySpace and Facebook. He would sell it to Google in 2010 for $182 million. After Slide was shut down by Google in 2011, he also founded HFV and Affirm, the first dedicated to exploring and funding projects and companies in data leverage, and the latter operating as a financial lender of installment loans. Finally, Elon Musk came to found all the great companies that we know: Tesla, OpenAI, The Boring Company, SpaceX, and Neuralink. Despite the turbulent and conflicted story that these characters have had while working together in PayPal, we have to acknowledge and remember that every single one has an incredible talent and vision. They all have a legacy that will live on for years and years to come, and have succeeded in every project they have launched. So yeah, as the title of Sarah Lacy's famous book says, once you're lucky, twice you're good.